Hello and welcome everybody. Welcome to another Legacy stream. Today we're going to be doing some reclaiming in Legacy. If you are enjoying the content, of course, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. This deck is super sweet, so hopefully you enjoy it. And leave me any comments down below, letting me know what you think. So, of course, this deck is built around best creature printed in the last 10 years or something. And of course, we get a lot of upgrades from what used to be the modern version before the banning of Field of the Dead. We get some significant upgrades in Greens and Zenith. We do get access to stuff like Silver Library and Once Upon a Time, and even some cards that are super sweet and very powerful, like Titania. Also, we have access to a very not large but definitely a powerful suite of one-offs. So we have access to Scavenging Ooze, Collector Oof, Knight of Autumn, Tireless Tracker, Raminep Excavator, Yasharn, and Titania as one of tutor targets from our Green Sun Zenith toolbox. We also get access to Dryad Arbor, so if we have Zenith on one, we can tutor for Arbor in order to ramp. We also have a Plague Engineer, which is the black card that we are splashing for. We can splash fairly easily thanks to Indana Triumph, and of course a couple of duels in Vayu and Scrubland. And of course we have a couple of other cyber cards in the form of Thoughtseize. But pretty much this is a list that I've been working on for a while. We have our one of Vesuva to go with our Dryads. We have, or Valakut, sorry. Then we have Vesuva to copy Valakut if we need to. Also Vesuva, of course, copies Field of the Dead. Bojuka Bog can also be copied against the combo decks or graveyard strategies. And of course we have Wasteland, Caracas, stuff like that. So overall, a pretty solid toolbox deck. In the sideboard we have access to Spirit of the Labyrinth and Hushbringer. Hushbringer mostly against... This is the card that I get the most questions for, and the answer is Doomsday. Doomsday is this deck's actual worst matchup. It's very hard to beat that deck, and Hushbringer is basically the best answer I could think of. Spirit of the Labyrinth also does some work against Doomsday as well, buying you some very necessary time. Though very often, if the Doomsday player is good, they're going to be able to figure out a way to play through Spirit of the Labyrinth. So this one is a KO. Your opponent can't win while it's in play. This one is just a matter of time. Like, this is only a way for you to buy time. Same thing with Yasharn, even though Yasharn can be pretty good against them because they take a bunch of damage from the Doomsday itself, and a 4/4 is no joke. Usually will get the job done in 1 or 2 turns. But this card is, even though it never saw any modern play because it doesn't do anything, it actually has a lot of applications in Legacy because both the Pain Life and they can't sacrifice permanents to cast spells are also very big. They're big deals. So people cannot fetch, of course. They can't sacrifice Lionside Diamond or Loader Spell. They can't pay for Force of Will, and it just has a lot of random applications that you don't really see in Modern as often. Then we have definitely Silence Against Combo. Same with Thoughtseize. Third copy of Plague Engineer. Fairy Macabres against graveyard strategies, which of course we can find off of Once Upon a Time. That's where we're going with Macabre instead of something like Surgical Extraction or Leyline of the Void. Force of Vigor, Tabernacle, Appender Veil, and the fourth copy of Wasteland. I'm gonna take you through a league. I'm gonna see how it goes. Hopefully you'll join me there. Alright, thank you for watching, and we are looking at our first opening hand of the league. I think I'm keeping this. It's obviously terrible if my opponent forces my Once Upon a Time, but why would they? Just about my TSR, Flagstones, looking forward to jam them in one of your sweet brews as soon as Paper Magic is a thing again. Awesome. Happy to hear that. Elhome Metastable. There's no way they force this. They may pierce it though. They may pierce it for sure. Yeah, unfortunately we just have to get Windswept Heath here. I really wish I could have gotten a Reclaimer, but it's not the life we're living. I think we're gonna go Bayou and we're gonna Zenith for Dryad Arbor. It's bad if my opponent is playing a Wasteland deck, but if they aren't... Also, this looks like an Elves opener. So my opponent could be thinking that I'm playing Elves. And then we get him. Let's go for this. Next turn we have a bunch of options. Oh, we're playing against control. Okay, so they're probably gonna counterspell this. Cute. Okay, so this coming turn is good, and that's why I wanted to play the Dryad there, because if he gets answered, like now we're gonna have a pretty solid turn where we can both. I guess I want to lead on once upon a time. It definitely sucks that we drew Swords to Plowshares, but Force of Negation. That's a great exchange for us. So now we get to Zenith for Reclaimer. Really hoping to not get plowed here. Eighth edition, white bordered island. I kind of expect to get stifled. That's fair. That card is actually not very good right here. Because we can win fairly easily with Dryad, or we can answer that card with Apparition, or the other thing, Night of Autumn. We have a ton of answers to moat. I think I'm sacrificing this Dryad Arbor though, because I want to make sure that I have a stable mana base. 3 mana. Council's Judgment? My opponent is definitely getting Silver Library, but I'm just gonna, hedge anyway. My opponent is 100% taking care of the library, yep. They're down only 2 cards. They chose to not shuffle. That is basically like not having a draw step, which is obviously brutal. I kind of want to play this out just to have something. I think I'm just gonna pass though, because I don't know what I want to name. Valakut triggers don't attack yet. Yeah, Zenith is a really messed up card. Really, really messed up. Yeah, it really sucks that our opponent drew our Jays while we're drawing double Swords to Plowshares. I think we're gonna lose this game. Gross. I guess they can't really have Snapcaster Mage, right? So I'm just gonna pass. I mean, the Jays is just gonna kill me, however. They're gonna bounce my Reclaimer, and then I'm just gonna die, but... I mean, it's not good for us when we don't have an answer to the moat. Wow, they broke the standstill? I'll draw 3, thank you very much. So I'm assuming they have another stance. They don't. What the? Why then? Oops. I don't know why I did that. I mean, it's not that it matters. I'm not really using the mana anyways, but... Hardcast Force or Shark? Shark X equals 3. Well, there you go. I don't think I care about the 2-2, so we're just gonna chill here. My opponent's helping me out here, but if I don't draw a little bit better than this, it's not gonna be enough. I could also see my opponent hardcasting a Shark right here too. Or not, Brainstorm with the worst possible art. I just don't know what's going on. I just have no idea what's going on. My opponent says, looks like I don't understand this deck. I didn't want to say anything, opponent, but yeah. I guess I'm playing the Dryad first. Source of Blushers here? No, nothing. Okay, here we go then. Seen it for 3. Ah, there we go. Pitching the Shark. This is probably going to be enough to win, so I don't need to overextend, I don't think. And also I want to hold lands in case I naturally draw the Valakut. Probably going to see a Verdict here. Fairy. It's fine. That sucks. Just gonna throw an oof under the bus. So Zenith wins the game for us. Valakut maybe wins the game for us. The white card wins the game for us too. Skyclave Operation. I think I'm shuffling an upkeep. Let's actually shuffle right now on end step. I was trying to hold on to the fetch lands because of Valakut, but I'll take that one. Counterspell. Yeah, plow. Damn it. Oh, these stupid Swords Plowshares just sitting in my hand, doing nothing. Don't wrath me, bro. Don't wrath me, bro. They wrathed me. Feels bad, man. We ran out of fetchables, which sucks, but... Alright, good cards. Right here. Knight of Autumn. Sky Collaboration. How about Fetch Land? We can name Human. Just gonna name Shark. I guess that I'm just gonna name... No, yeah, Shark is good. Because they could have Mentor. I doubt they have Mentor, though. They have been Fate Sealing. Jace is at 9. That's why I've been shuffling, because they have been Fate Sealing. Jules Valley kept thinking of the phone. This time they targeted themselves, though. Ramming up. That doesn't do anything. So we have exactly one turn. Predict is sweet. I love me some predict. I love how my opponent made us draw 6 cards, but like we just drew a bunch of Swords to Plowshares and nonsense. Fate Sealing again. Put it on the bottom, so I guess I'm not shuffling. So this is the last draw step, but my opponent doesn't need to have force, and I drew another Swords to Plowshares. Feels bad. Thoughtseize sounds good. Spirit of Labyrinth sounds pretty good. Seven's Reclamation sounds decent too. Plague Engineer out. Plowshares out. Force of Vigor sounds good. Probably don't want Fairy Macabres. Collector Oof out. Nah. I'm kind of thinking of should I be doing this, but nah. The answer is not really. One of Deafening Silence. Seems like the best card out of all of my bad cards in the sideboard. It really is uncanny. It really is uncanny. Yeah, we're gonna ship that. There you are. Where were you literally the entire game? Really tempting to take Spirit here, but I think we're gonna take the fetch land. We just need it with the ramming up and stuff. It's a pretty sick draw. Pretty good draw. It does put some pressure, you know, which is kind of what I need right now. It also gives me something to do with my mana next turn without running into a counter spell, which is nice. Digging hard for Source Blushers here. Looks like. Swing and a miss. We untap with Reclaimer. Do we want to blow up this Tundra? If we find the land, I'm going to Wasteland the Tundra. Oh, that's so much better. Yeah, okay. We're wasting the Tundra. Get Scrubland. This is probably worth the force. Yep. Ballsy move. Real ballsy move. No, I'm not playing around days from this deck, I don't think. Missing land drops too, huh? Just gonna die to Field of the Dead. I mean, to be fair, it's not like they're playing against a tier 1 deck, right? Maybe they have Cycle Shark Typhoon here or something? Nope. Yeah, it looks good. That's fine. So let's do Spirit of the Labyrinth. Now we're gonna do Ramineb Excavator. Get back Field of the Dead. Swing for 2. Now the question, yeah, we just pass. We're just doing great here. They have a Wrath. Oh, Moat. Also fine, because now we can Knight of Autumn, blow that up. Valakut is sick. So 1, 2, 3. That one. Blow up that one. Three, yep. And I guess we have a fetch land. 3, yep. Sweet. Yeah, I guess that my opponent did not think that they had... Maybe they thought that, oh, like, I have a Reclaimer, whatever. And in reality, it's like this guy is not whatever. This guy is definitely as far from whatever as a 1-drop can be. Maybe they thought, okay, I play, like my opponent has a 1-2, I have a bunch of time. I can find the shark and I can cycle it and I can raise the Reclaimer easily. And it's just like, no, that's not how it's not how that's gonna work out. Yeah, I think we keep it like this. Sound is kind of sick. The good thing is my opponent's hate is from the ashes. And with my opponent's hate being from the ashes means that we don't need to play around it. Which is awesome. Spell Snare. Big Pog. It's kind of brutal, honestly. We probably have to take the Spell Snare, actually. So now my opponent can hold up Counterspell, but we just don't play into it and we time walk them, basically. Yikes. And we know they have the Force. So we don't want a library. So I think I'm just going to chill because my opponent's missing land drops. When your opponent has an Amulet and a Titan, how do you lose? Your opponent has a better hand. Oh, we're definitely going to Dryad Arbor. 100% going to Dryad Arbor here. Keep... TikTok, opponent. TikTok. TikTok, opponent. They have to hit a land drop here. They just break their own standstill for the 100th time this match. It just feels like my opponent thinks that they are safer than they actually are. That's the vibe that I'm getting. My opponent feels like they're safe to stand still, and in reality, they are not. They are definitely not. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play a library, which is going to force the Force of Negation, which is going to get me a nice little 2-for-1. Then pitching Force of Will. That's perfect. That's absolutely perfect. Because now I can fetch for, let's do Snow Forest. Dryad. You have another Force? Yeah, because you kind of have to use it there. Okay, so they do another Force, so we get another nice little 2-for-1. And now what we can do is we can resolve a Reclaimer, or we can simply Wasteland them. I think I want to Wasteland them. Next turn we can Dryad again. And they don't have double blue for the counterspell. Dryad. Dryad Arbor too strong. Dryad Arbor too strong. My opponent couldn't take it. GG's opponent. See you for the next round. Alright folks, welcome to round number 2. We're playing against Malimujo, legacy, well-known legacy grinder. They usually like to play stuff like Death and Taxes or some form of Delver. Seems like they're delivering today. Okay. I'm gonna see that for Arbor here. We can library on 2. So Lightning Bolt. That's a dead Dryad Arbor. That's a Delver of Secrets. I think I'm playing library here. Probably not gonna resolve. We're probably gonna get dazed or something. Daze, okay. That's fine. But it's really, really tough to leverage library in this matchup, so like I'm not particularly sad about it. And now we can Zenith for Reclaimer next turn, and then we can plow the Delver if we can. Oh, they have the other thingy. Okay, we're playing that one. I think I'm doing this main phase. I could have tried into plow, but I think they have Force though. Damn it. That's super brutal. That thing has been very impressive every time I've seen it. We do get a 3-4 Reclaimer, but I guess if we top deck Flagstones, we're gonna be in really good shape. Yeah, so if we top deck exactly Flagstones, we can actually turn this game around. So they took a Ponder. Can we find the Flagstones? They chose to shuffle. Never mind. Now we're dead. So I think I'm gonna go find Flagstones here. Hope that they don't flip Delver. I guess that I'm dead anyway. Yeah, because they just get back the Lightning Bolt. So yeah, we're dead. That card is something. I've died to that card many times at this point. Probably is the card that I lose to the most out of Blue-Red Delver. I'm super not sure about Knuckle. Let's experiment with bringing it in. I usually don't bring Knuckle in, but let's see what happens. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, Levi. Delverino. Okay. Well, that sucks. Here's hoping no force. Got him. They went top, bottom. So I guess they did find a land. So I think I'm gonna boggle them to play around Forager. Expecting this to die. And this is really unlucky. And I'm gonna play around days here. We have not given my opponent a chance to days yet. I know that I'm getting one less clue, but Brazen Borrower? My opponent's at 13, I am at 14. About to take a chunk from this Spite Dragon. Wasteland is honestly kind of whatever there. Oh man. Oh man. I can't believe how often this happens, man. It's ridiculous. It doesn't matter which deck I'm playing. It just doesn't matter whatsoever. I will always draw my Dread Arbor. That is so freaking insane. That is so insane. Okay, so we're looking for exactly Sword Splashers. Probably nothing else matters at this point. We do have Knight of Autumn. Oh, come on. Really? This is... Oh, wow. Okay, that one actually matters a lot. We can't play around days anymore, though. We can't play around days any longer, so we're just gonna jam into it because we're just not gonna win the race. So if my opponent has the days, this is just game over. But I think I have to risk it. Yep, there it is. Damn it. Force of will pitching days. What? Oh, they're just showing off. Okay. Brutal. Alright, see you for the next round. Hello and welcome to round number 3. Playing against the one and only Archon. Guess I'm keeping this hand. It's sketchy. Archon has been playing Arca has been playing a control deck that's pretty solid, so I'm assuming that this hand may be okay against him. How many leagues is too many leagues? Is there such a thing? I wasn't aware there was such a thing as too many leagues. Bayou, Scrubland. Here's my library. It's nice that he can't decay here. So this is big game right now. Put that on the bottom. Pay 4 for that one. Guess we want to shuffle here. So I wanted to shuffle the thing that was on top. It's good little Dried Arbor here. Pass the turn. Plateau. That's a wasteland. There's no way that he's playing Force, right? That he's playing Days. Plowshares is fine. There's a Dried on top, which I probably don't want to draw. Anyway, Archon's backing it up. So I think he's just playing this 4-color control deck that I was talking about a second ago. So I want Thoughtseizes, I want Sevin's Reclamation, and I probably want Spirit of the Labyrinth. He's probably playing a bunch of basics, so I don't want Engineers, don't want Collect Roof, maybe cut a couple of plows. But I think this should be good. The Thoughtseize are nice. I was considering him to Torak too, but double black seems like a little bit too much. Double black seems just like a little bit too much. And also probably in the matchups where you want Thoughtseize, like you'd rather pick what you're discarding than just taking 2 random cards. May be wrong about that though. I wonder if they're bringing in Veil. But if they are, that literally takes care of 2 Thoughtseizes and nothing else. In fact, they can't even cantrip it. They can't even cantrip it with anything else. Like, they need to get me with the Thoughtseize or... That's really funny. This is an answer to opposing libraries. Probably not worth it. Just around that I was around when the Last More Streamer joke was created. Wow. Yeah, that's true. You're old school, Ursa. You are old school. You've been around for a minute. Okay, game number 2. You've taken your breaks. That's fair. Not a good hand. Better hand, still not very good, but I'll keep it. GBU87, thank you for the follow. Am I sending the Yasharn? Or am I sending Skyclave? I guess I could send the Dryad, honestly. I have to make sure that I bog before. Oh, yes! That is sick. Oh my, oh my, oh my. Arkin is doing it. Look at how busted what my opponent is doing is. I'm so jealous. I am so jealous. Like, what am I even doing here? Like, what is this nonsense? What am I doing here? Legacy meta, yeah, I know. My opponent opening up with Splinter Twin. And I am opening up with a lackluster turn 3 Skyclave apparition. Wow. He's gonna put himself behind on land? Or not? Udo. Big Pog. I guess that if he has another Flagstones in hand, this does make sense. No. So, he gets a second blue, sacks a land. If he gets a fetch land, I get owned. So I think I just have to apparition though. Like, I'm just losing to this Reclaimer. Oh, he doesn't do it. Loam. Flagstones and Foothills. Okay. Okay, here goes nothing. Please don't have force. Sweet. He can dredge loam if he wants to. Uh-huh. Okay. Interesting. Dryad first. Then land. Then bog. You. We have to get rid of the Euro, otherwise it's gonna be tough to beat. If I attack, he can wasteland himself. Seems like a really bad deal, so we're gonna get in for 2. And here we could Zenith for Dryad, but I think that we're a lot better off Zenithing for either Raminap or the other thing, the Titania, what won us the previous match. Plowshares, Wasteland. Is he bugging me? Because he wants to draw 3 of the flagstones of the loam, but it's gonna loam now. Waste, hills, and tundra. And I imagine that he's gonna wasteland me now. That stops his engine, but it's still a little bit rough for us here because they are gonna have. I know that they have flagstones in hand, so they can just sack flagstones to Reclaimer and they can get going. We need a Dryad to keep up, which I think is our Mirror Breaker, by the way. Should I get Raminot or should I pig? We can pig, we can tracker. I guess I'm gonna pig. Didn't fetch. He had flagstones in hand though. Why is he not releasing flagstones? Grove. P-Fire? He's showing me cards I didn't know about. Just gonna get Titania. He can bounce it, but then we just replay it, so... Oh, duh. Honestly, it's probably still worth it. Probably still worth it. I'm still confused why he didn't play the Flagstones. Is he out of planes? But there's no way. Like, we know about the Tundra that he has in hand. And I think that's it. That's all that we know about. Obviously, my sideboarding has been poor, right? Because I didn't know what my opponent was playing. Like, Archive had been playing a different deck lately, so I assumed that he was playing the same deck, but actually he was not. So, land you control is put into a graveyard from the battlefield. So I guess this works. That's a way to get around fetching with Yasharn. That's kind of cute. Triumph. Am I literally... I think I am just going for Reclaimer here. Ooze is another option. I don't think I like Ooze though. I think we're literally just going for Reclaimer. Okay, so he is playing Force. Okay, good to know about that. Also, I'm assuming he's not playing... What's his name? He's not playing Bojuka Bog? Maybe he is, but like he's apparently not playing black. What's up, Oserum? We're playing some Legacy today. Spicing things up with some Legacy. Playing Grove. What's up, FPs? You are on a roll indeed. Doing well. We're doing well. We're playing some Legacy, as you can see. So I think Archon is going to do the thing where, yeah, he's going to activate Reclaimer, sacking the Flagstone, the field probably, to get something else. Maybe a second field. And then we can Sevin's Reclamation, unless he has Bojuka Bog. If he has Bojuka Bog, that would be great for him. But okay, so Sevin's Reclamation, Wasteland. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Copy, get Flagstones. Keep that one. Get another 5/3. Yes. Savannah. And I guess I can get Surprise. Oh, we can get up to 2 5/3s here. Am I flipping the table here? I don't think we're flipping the table. But I don't want him to be able to get value. So I'm just gonna blow up the thing right now. Doesn't bounce either one of my dudes, which is solid. I can trade for 2 zombies here. We'll trade for 2. Trade for 2. Seems good, honestly. That is 1 more Sombo. Wow, Titania is just so insane. Titania is just so insane here. This is a sweet game. It's been pretty good. It's been pretty good. The Lance Master, of course, having superiority over the Control and Delver Masters when we are playing in my element. Miss Feel Daddy Modern. I miss when your Green Titan was the Red Titan and the Black Titan. Yeah, it was pretty not okay. It was pretty not okay. So he targets me? Oh, this is from the battlefield only. Feels bad. So we sent 3 at them. No, 3 at Dak, I mean, and 1 at them. Let's see how they block. I wonder what this means. Like, obviously it means that he's protecting the deck, right? Like, that's obviously what it means. But I'm talking about what this means in terms of like him throwing away 2 reclaimers here, or like in terms of does he have another copy of field or anything like that. I'm assuming that no is the question, the answer. Now I wonder if he has a sweeper. And I misclicked. Whoops. Titania, baby. Titania taking over by herself. See you for round number 4. Hello, welcome to round number 4. My opponent has the 61 card special going, and they're telling me that they're a fan of the stream. Well, thank you. I think we keep this. Mana Symbol, thank you so much for the raid, Zach. How did your stream go? Also, for the record, I think that if your opponent's playing 61 cards, chances are that they're playing elves. It's not 100%, but like it's the only deck that people have consistently done well playing 61 cards. So it wouldn't surprise me if my opponent were to play an elf here. Never ever not calling it. Never ever not calling it. The Suva is interesting. So we're gonna go turn 1 Reclaimer, turn 2 activate Reclaimer. I think we need the Savannah actually. Because this is what's going to, like, another untapped land is what's going to allow me to play Dryad and activate on the same turn. So I can at least get 1 ping. Our best draw is Flagstones or Swords to Plowshares, one or either one of those. Fs. Guess my opponent's not playing what I think they're playing. Just playing Collector Roof here because I don't care if it dies. Like, I want to put something on the board to pressure the Kaya, but I don't care if it dies. So I guess I play Maverick, which means that if they have a Knight, we're going to be in trouble. So hopefully they don't have Knight. No, not Thalia. We can't attack through that one. Damn it. Mist land drop is huge though. Mist land drop is huge. Wasteland the value? I guess technically my opponent could have access to Abrupt Decays and stuff like that. I don't love Wasteland in the end of the Reliquary deck, but yeah, that one sucks. Do you want to attack opponent? No? Damn. Something good. Be careful what you wish for, I guess. That may or may not have been a good top deck, Chad. That may or may not have been a good top deck. May or may not have been a good top deck. Cheetah in the face of the Collector Roof. Oh, opponent. My opponent must have felt like $1,000,000 when they went turn 2 Kaya, kill your Reclaimer. That was a good Plague Engineer. That was a good Plague Engineer. Second NG. Oh, sure. We can also draw that one. Hand out. Gimme all! Gimme, 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 gimme. Gimme, 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 gimme. All right, cards that are interesting to me. Do I even want force? I guess, yeah, my opponent's gonna have their own libraries. So I guess I do want force. Collector Roof is a little bit lackluster. Like, I'm probably always going to go for Knight whenever I seen it for an answer to an equipment. Guess I'm cutting Caracas. Rather have fourth waste instead of Caracas. Not a good opener. Ship it. Give it. Yeah, I guess I'm shipping the Titania. Opponent goes down to 5. Fetch for Savannah. Mom. I was considering wasting them on 1, but like with having drawn Flagstones, like the upside is just so ridiculously high here that I think it's worth it. Yeah, this card is fucked up. It's kind of unreasonable, honestly. I mean, they had no place last turn, right? So Wizards just wanted to make an easier to answer Engineer Plague. Except it's not, right? It's just a more flexible Engineer Plague. If they draw a land again, I could actually be in trouble here. All right, they draw land, so they're gonna be able to max up the Hex Drinker before I get to Plague Engineer it, which is a huge deal because now that limits my answers considerably. My opponent could potentially race me with it. But Pro Instance is pretty good here. We gotta find a Skyclave fast, because in 3 turns is gonna, if they don't find a land in 3 turns, in 2 turns if they find a land, this is gonna be at 8, and I'm not gonna be able to touch it. Well, that's getting plowed. Block. Reclaimer. Well, fuck, says my opponent. I've been having some above average top deck. It's tough being so good at ripping it off the top, huh? Yeah, it's pretty tough, yeah. There is an argument there for not plowing the Dryad Arbor. Argument obviously being the fact that, well, we're just gonna continue ripping perfects over here. Nothing to see, honestly. What do we want to blow up? I guess I want to blow up White Source. Wizards watching this stream and rewriting the RNG for me. That sounds accurate. And we have so many game winning top decks right here. That's not one of them. That's actually the worst draw in the deck. The actual worst draw in the deck. Because it doesn't even count towards my field count. I think Dryad Arbor is gonna get in the red zone here. Because it forces my opponent to chomp next turn. It's bad if I draw exactly Titania, but if I draw exactly Titania, I'm winning anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Fatal Push is not enabled, so I'm not fearing anything here. When did the New League go to 1 billion points? It was always at 1 billion, because it's just not attainable. That's the meme. Alright, GG's opponent. See you all for number 5. Welcome to the last round of the day. Let's see if we can get that nice little 4-1. Yeah. This is such a luck-suck hand. Like, if I find the Reclaimer off of this once upon a time, this hand explodes, and if I don't, you're out of Dono decks that you're interested in. How is that even a thing? Boom. If you were wondering why this card is banned in Modern, I think we just had a great example. We just had such a perfect example of why that card is banned. Birds of Paradise. Risking my opponent and tapping with birds. Which maybe I shouldn't be doing. Oh no! Don't tell. I'm gonna go for it, but like, don't tell me that they have the thing that. Okay, they don't. Phew. Okay. There's the guy that whenever a player searches, like, that thing is messed up. I think I'm gonna end up cycling this, so it's oof here. Probably this doesn't do anything, but I don't think I'm interested in plowing this thing. Oh, position agent, thank you. Splinter Twin. Wow. Okay. Well, I'm not plowing now. It's wild that my opponent forced a collector roof. Like, what the hell could that mean? They're just playing Stoneblade? Opponent chose to not shuffle. So whatever's on top, they like. They didn't have a position agent last turn, so I'm assuming they don't have it now. Although they did cantrip a fair amount. The reason why I sequence like this is that it basically guarantees that I'm going to get at least one. Even through removal, I'm guaranteeing that I'm getting at least one trigger off of the Dryad. I'm getting one less trigger overall, but I am guaranteeing that if the Dryad resolves, I am going to at least get one bolt out of it. Blue and green. What is my opponent doing? Face is the place. Face continues to be the place. Indeed, face is the place still. Blue and green mana, I don't know how they can kill this Dryad. I have no idea what they're doing. What are they doing? Just playing like rug mid-range? I literally have no idea what they're doing. Like, I'm assuming they're playing Uros and stuff like that, but... Like, what? They forced a collector roof. Right? They forced a collector roof. You don't just, like, randomly force a collector roof. You know what I'm saying? They obviously care about this card a lot, enough to, like, force something and pitch a ponder to it. Like, they used an actual force of will on this. Is it possible that my opponent was just bluffing me? I think I'm gonna risk it. Yeah, but tempo play is like, you know, I daze your thing. That's a tempo play that makes sense. Forcing a collector roof is just not if you want to justify it as a tempo play, which I think makes sense from your sense, but that's a terrible tempo play. Like, it makes sense. It is a tempo play. It's just a terrible, terrible play. So at that point, is it even worth it? Like, why are you doing that? You know? I saw like a infinite X and 1, so I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do this. No plows and triple what's his name? It kind of slaps. I can work with this hand. I'm not saying opponents play. Yeah, that's what I was that's what I was saying. Okay. I mean, it is a tempo play. You're right in that. No, I mean, they definitely got me thinking. Like, no arguments there. If their intention was to bluff me, good job, because that was massively successful. Having two Cines, I think I'm going to go for Dryad Arbor here. And then we can Reclaimer plus Spirit next turn. In before back to basics, right? Uh-oh. Yeah, if my opponent's playing me, they succeeded for sure. Also, end-step Brainstorm is another big statement. My opponent is the king of big statements. Force your collector roof. Ah, that sucks. Punished. Brainstorm would be a lot better from your legacy plays if it were a sorcery. That's kind of true, yeah. I know that Brainstorm is going to be in Historic. There's going to be so much mismanagement of Brainstorms. There's going to be so much mismanagement of Brainstorms. It's not even funny. Green, blue, blue. Food chain. Okay. I see you, opponent. I see you. I see you. Tons of options here. Tons of options. My opponent is at 18. If I play Tracker, I can't activate Reclaimer. I think I'm very interested in Wastelanding. Three mana for Recruiter. Silly me, I guess I should have Wastelanded the bulk. They just had the combo. I just realized that I'm an absolute idiot, right? I just realized that I'm an absolute idiot, and I could have seen it for... I could have seen it for, what's his name, for Night of Autumn. Yeah, I fucked it up pretty badly. Okay, now we know what my opponent is up to, which simplifies things a lot, honestly. So Scavengers can go, even though I think my opponent's going to have Uro, but probably not too afraid of Uro out of this deck. Sevin's Reclamation could also go. And I think that's it. Yeah. Now, obviously, now it makes sense, right? Now that we finally have seen what they did, like now, obviously, having forced the Oof in game 1 makes a ton more sense. Also, probably my opponent is light on removal, which is another important aspect. I'm keeping this. Your opinion, think of it, hello. What are they doing? They're playing a Food Chain. Celebrate Semana Santa? I used to when I was a kid, but no, not really. Bayou, Library, and your go. Probably gonna force this unless they have Abrupt Decay. That's not Abrupt Decay mana. What is Semana Santa? It's a religious holiday. It's a Christian holiday. So I was raised Christian, but I'm not particularly religious now. Okay, got a 2 for 1 there. I mean, I'm honestly not sure whether they play Boars. Snake is just so good in this kind of matchup right here. Udo. So you think I'm killing this apparition? I'm killing this Ice Fang. It means we don't. This means we don't have an answer for Udo, but I'm not gonna fetch. Your O. No. Please don't force me. Damn it. Alright, so opponent has infinite mana. Now the question is, do they have a payoff? We can't blow up the force. I still think it was better to do this, because now my opponent can't draw into more stuff. But if they have the payoff, we are dead. They need to have the payoff in hand, though. So it's not like they can like get back Udo and draw into the payoff. They just naturally found the thing. That would be very unfortunate. Because even the Recruiter doesn't do it, right? Because they don't have the red mana to cast the Recruiter. So Recruiter doesn't even do it. Yeah, they can play Udo, but like, they don't draw cards, which is the important thing. I'm probably not dying to the 6/6. I'm dying to the cards that they're drawing, but they're not drawing cards. Yeah, this only makes... Oh, of any one color. Yeah, okay. So I guess that they can make mana from different colors. You show me the win con. I'll concede. I can't believe it though, man. They had one draw step from the Grove. And one, like, that's it. And their natural draw step. Okay. Okay, so they don't have it. But now Udo is going to be a problem because they answered my Spirit Labyrinth. There was no need for that. They can just... Crisis in hand is what they said. They said that they have Crisis in hand, but I'm just like, show me and I'll just pack it. But that's so insane, man. That's so ridiculous that they found the answer to the Spirit which stops the Crisis. To be fair, we were probably just dying to the Crisis anyway. But that's so brutal, and I threw game 2 like an idiot. I could have just seen it for an answer to the food chain, and then at least we wouldn't have lost immediately. Oh man. That feels so bad. Again, like, we got an edge against the standstill player because they didn't know what I was doing. They didn't know what I was doing, and now I just lost this because I... You threw a 5-0? That doesn't make me feel better. Ursa. Okay, so we lost to Blue Red Delver and we lost to Food Chain. If it makes me feel better, my draws lined up very well against your... Yeah, that's true. But you were playing Maverick. Like, overall, like, the Maverick matchup is pretty good for us. My experience has been that the Maverick matchup and the Death and Taxes matchup are very good for us. But we lost to Blue Red Delver and we lost to Food Chain, which are obviously like the decks that have a... I mean, Delver and the deck that has a combo finish. It's crazy how in Legacy now, every single combo, like, there's no more Ant. There's no more stuff like that. There's no more any of that nonsense. Every combo deck right now has a value plan. So, like, we just saw Food Chain, we played against Alurin earlier. Both decks playing some number of Uros, Eternal Witness, like a bunch of value cards to go alongside their combo. And like, the combo is like something that if you draw, cool, you just win on the spot. But if you don't draw it, you can still be playing a value game anyway. So, like, I just wonder if we should be playing the pig at all. I think it's time for the pig to stay at home. I think it's time for the pig to stay at home. Maybe the spider can come out and play. Played against Hollow Breacher Tendrils yesterday. That's hilarious. How's the else matchup? It's okay. Like if you don't die on turn 2, if you don't die on turn 2 or turn 3, you can often figure out a way to stabilize between Plague Engineers and Tabernacle. So that has been my approach. It's different. It's a little bit harder if they're playing Reclaimer Elves, but against like the Nettle Sentinel Heritage Druid version of Elves, it's fairly straightforward. They have maybe like a couple of what's his name to answer Tabernacle. So if you combo Tabernacle with Wasteland, it's fairly easy to lock them out. Lexi Dekitsune, thank you for the follow. Granite Magistrate. Nah, that's not a playable card. Why are there no Mox Diamonds? What would you cut to play Mox Diamonds? You would cut lands, right? What if I told you that every land that I'm playing in my deck has a purpose? What if I told you that every single land that is in this deck has a reason for being there, and that we need them all? To the point where I'm not even playing the 4th Wasteland in my main deck. That is how much I need my lands. You would call me a fraud? Ugh. Terrible. What's the card that taxes activate abilities from everything? What is the purpose of forest? Seems kind of lackluster. Shut up, Ursa. Don't disrespect my forests. They are the objectively superior basic forests. Suppression field doesn't stop mana abilities? No, it doesn't. It would stop the alluring combo that we played against earlier today, but then your opponent would recruiter for a Reclamation Sage to answer the enchantment that you play, or like an Out of Autumn or whatever. They tutor for an answer and then they kill you anyway, so not particularly useful there. Fallen Limbala were green. That wouldn't really stop anything though. What would need to happen is for my opponent to stop being luck sacks and having it, you know, just being a little bit more respectful and just, you know, not having it. I have not seen a Thoughtseize that entire league. And Hushbringer didn't come in a single time. Maybe something like this. I'm really not sure, honestly. Also, there are kind of no graveyard decks anymore. I don't even know why I'm playing these Fairy Macabres for. Like the Hogak deck that I played earlier today, maybe, but like it just did not look particularly good. Against like loam decks and stuff. I have not seen Reanimator in ages. Because that was one of the main things, right? Like the Upsol spells and the Reanimator decks. Both of those decks would play either Pact of Negation or Chancellor of the Annex. So Fairy Macabre is the answer that deals with their combo on turn 0. Maybe I'm crazy and I feel like splashing black isn't worth it. Yep. We do have a green-white version too, but this one didn't work, so that's why I started splashing black. Like, it did work, it was okay, but no, the black splash is worth it. This card is messed up. This card is very, very messed up. And the black splash in particular is particularly easy because of the Triumph and the fact that Bojuki Bog fixes for black mana. If we wanted to splash blue, that would be a lot more of a hassle. Yeah, I literally was about to say how that doesn't work. Like, what blue cards would you splash for? Red is the only other thing that I would consider, but like it's not even, it's not, I don't even know what I would play. Like Pyroblast doesn't fix any of my problems. Again, I'm losing against like Doomsday and like stuff like that. Clothes is an interesting one. Like that one's pretty. It's just okay against Elver and stuff, but it's really hard to come into a stream. It's not anything against you, Lexi. It's just a matter of like, it's really hard coming into a stream and looking at a deck that you have not seen before, particularly in a format like Legacy, and try to like guess what it's good and bad against. Like, if you haven't had every card that it's in this deck, I have played at this point like 50 leagues with this deck or something. Like, I have tried many things. I know which decks this which weaknesses this deck has, and the decisions that I made up until this point have been to try to shore those weaknesses. But it's just tough. Like, you cannot look at a deck like this and tell me what's good against and what's bad against if you haven't played it or at least watched a couple of leagues worth of, and you have like a reasonable sample size. Which again, I don't think I even do. I'm probably the person that has played the most in the world with this deck, and I still don't think that I have all the answers. That's why I'm trying a bunch of different stuff. But just trying things just because doesn't really make sense to me. Like, if I'm gonna be trying something, it needs to have a purpose. I need to be trying cards that are going to be fixing problems that this deck has. And unfortunately, we don't have Naya Triumph and we don't have Bant Triumph. This is the only Triumph that we have. So this is far and away the easiest splash, just kind of by definition. And also the fact that Bojuki Bog also randomly helps with your black mana. That's why I say that maybe the red splash could be worth it, because you don't have a Triumph, but at least you have Valakut, so you at least have something going on. But yeah, this has been a puzzle that's been hard to crack, honestly. I'm still working on this deck. I still don't have it to the point where I wish I did. I think the deck is good. I know that House has been playing it in a bunch of leagues and prelims and stuff, and he's been doing pretty well with it, but it's still far from where I wish this were at, basically. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. For sure, if you enjoyed what you saw, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, and you can get notified whenever new videos get uploaded, and that would be awesome. Leave a comment down below and let me know what you think about the deck, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.